Hi, Dr. Paul Haider, Master Herbalist, spiritual teacher here. Well, here is our little dog, Hugo, and we almost lost her yesterday. Oh boy, I'm telling you, and she's just a big love. She's a big love, yep. And I'll let her down. She wants to be down. And we just went out the gate to go for a little walk in the morning. I normally do 2 miles with the dogs in the morning early. And all of a sudden, about 100 feet down the road, all of a sudden she's limping, and I looked down and didn't really see anything. And then I, rubbed her foot, that type of thing. Because she has had stones in her foot before, and I would take them out, and she'd get caught in her paws, and I didn't think too much of it. And then I noticed a bee on the ground just about a foot away or two, and she went over and looked at it, and then, but we started walking. She finally again kind of, went away. She was walking fine, and then uh, we were about half of the way through the walk, about a mile away. All of a sudden, her ears got completely red, her muzzle blew up and was red, and her feet were completely red and blown up and swollen, and she started throwing up, multiple times and having a hard time breathing. So I picked her up, and then the other dog, our little white dog, he just wrapped around my legs with the leash. So I had to untie all of that, and finally really started walking fast because I know she was having an allergic reaction to a bee sting. And I said, wow, this is a bee sting. There's no doubt about it now. And so walking fast and got in the door, and gave her to my wife, and hold her for a minute, and gave her some water. And the first thing I did was go look for some Benadryl, because Benadryl is an antihistamine, a powerful one, and about a 1 milligram per pound for dogs, and it does a great job. And gave her that, about 12 and a half milligrams, half of a 25 milligram tablet. And I gave her a little more water, and because she had thrown up a lot. And then I set her down, and she was panting, and was petting her, and she started to calm down. I mean, she was really swollen. I mean, all her mucous membranes in her mouth completely red. And I thought, if this doesn't get very better real soon, we'll have to go to the emergency vet real fast. And then it started calming down a little bit. And luckily, she was still breathing fine, and we got the Benadryl to her fast enough. And about a little bit after that, I decided, well, I might as well do my meditation. And I set her beside me. Actually, she came and got beside me, and that was a good sign. And laid down, and I meditated with one hand on top of her belly so I could feel her breathing. And for the whole hour, I was just concentrating on her breathing. And by the time the meditation was over, about an hour, she was completely back to normal. But those types of allergic reactions can be powerful, and you really need to know what to do right away. Otherwise, with people, it can happen. The same types of things can happen, and you never know when that allergic reaction is going to happen. You could be to anything. A bug bite, a sting. One time when I was 16 or 17, we went on a little fishing trip, two other kids that I knew, and we went up to about Fall River, I think, at some of the tributaries of Fall River in California, and the fish weren't biting, but the mosquitoes were biting, and I got bit all over. There's no doubt about it. I was just, one big bite, and then all of a sudden, I started having my hands to the point where they started to get swollen, and I couldn't move them very well. I didn't tell anybody else, but then I said, we need to go to a drugstore or something, or a doctor. And there's no real big town close by there, and so they found this little store. They had a pharmacist in there also, and he said, you need to take some Benadryl right now. And so I took the Benadryl, and about a half hour later, boy, all the red bumps all over my face and my arms and everywhere just disappeared. and boy, I was feeling better. It was miserable, and that was really kind of getting to the life-threatening stages if I didn't do anything about it. So it was really important to make some changes right away. And if you get to a point where, like Higo, our little dog, if she couldn't breathe, then we've taken her right to the vet. And if a person can't breathe, you really need to do something right away. Or if they have, already know they're allergic to stings or bites or something, then you need to take them right to the doctor as soon as possible, because it can be life-threatening, absolutely, positively. But my first line of defense, I keep in I have this huge first aid kit. It's about the size of a duffel bag, really. I have everything in there. And one of the things I keep in there is Benadryl, because it's been around for a long, long time. And I do keep also other herbs in there, some other things, but a lot of times they don't work as fast as the Benadryl does. The Benadryl works almost like that. It's amazing. And one of the things I like is Butterbur also. That is a really good antihistamine type of thing. But it works a little slower than the Benadryl, so I tend to go with the Benadryl first, because that will make a huge change in the body, and we want to save life. That's the most important thing. If we heal naturally, but we lose the patient or the dog or the person, whatever, it's not important anymore. We need to save life. And another thing I like is nettle. Nettle is a great anti-inflammatory, also antihistamine, but it's slower working also. But I love nettle. It's one of the things I use all the time on a regular basis, so I highly recommend it to people, and if they have some kind of allergic reaction going on. Rosemary, we have rosemary growing in a pot outside, and big plant. And that's always a great one to use for some kind of stinging reaction or bite reaction or something like that. You can take that in capsules or just blend it up and drink it. Probably about two tablespoons in a little bit of water, and drink that. That will do a great job. Also, myrrh was another one. Take some 3 or 4 drops of the tincture, does a great job. So also, because it's a highly powerful anti-inflammatory, and lots of antioxidants in it. Also, Boswellia is another one that will help. Boswellia helps with all kinds of inflammation in the body, and that's a great one also. And taking about 250 milligram capsules, AM and PM, or maybe 3 times a day, and doing that, but it's a little slower working also. Also, turmeric, of course, is a powerful anti-inflammatory and helps with allergic reactions also, and I take it every single day. It's a food, there's no doubt about it. Soursop tea, I had a little inflammation under my arms a while back, and I took, for 3 days, I took soursop tea morning and night. We have a big soursop tree in the backyard. So I cut up the leaves, 4 leaves, cut them up with the scissors, put them in a big cup, actually pour it in hot water, let it sit for about 15 minutes, and then drink that. I had a lot of cool also, and then drink that, and boy, amazing for healing any kind of inflammation in the body. Also, Moen, if you're having a hard time breathing, a lot of mucus, that type of thing, it's really great for getting rid of that mucus and helping you to breathe. And so taking about the powder, about a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half in some water, and drinking that, or 400 milligram capsules, that'll work also. And those are good things. There's a bunch more, but any of the antioxidants will help in a great way, because they're all anti-inflammatory. So that list could go on forever. But remember that bee stings can be fatal, and also any kind of bite in general. I wasn't allergic to mosquito bites in general, but when I got up there to that area, all of a sudden I became allergic to that one, and I've never had an allergic reaction since. It was just that particular place and time, and very interesting. So it might be just the particular mosquito, you never know. And so I found that it can happen with foods. It can happen with just about any kind of allergic reaction. Maybe you're taking a specific herb or supplement. You can take anything, and all of a sudden you end up with a reaction. A while back, I got stung by a wasp also. It was up in the middle of the rainforest here, and walking along the side of the road taking pictures. I love photography. All of a sudden this wasp comes and stings me on the thumb. Ah! And I didn't see him. I saw him for just a second, and all of a sudden he was stinging me, and I ran back to the car, got in the car so he couldn't sting me again. And boy, that blew up like a balloon also, but I took a couple things when I got home, and it went away pretty fast. But no fun. No fun whatsoever. If you want to get a hold of me, feel free. My email address is drpaulhader@gmail.com. My phone number is 831-869-9119. 831-869-9119. My Skype address is drpaulhader. You can send me an invite and we'll connect there. If you have a short question, let me know. I'll be glad to answer it for you. Also, if you'd like to do a consultation, I ask for a $65 donation, and that goes for about an hour, but also gives you free access to me for a whole year. So it's well worth the money, and we will get you moving in a road of becoming extremely healthy like me, and looking good and feeling great. And so if you want to make a donation also, I greatly appreciate that. We try to help a lot of different people. And if you go to paulhaider.com, www.paulhaider.com, and up on the top there you'll see make a donation, and I greatly appreciate that so I can keep spreading the word and helping people in general. So have a wonderful day, and remember the most important thing of all is I love you.